First reading from the book of the prophet Isaiah is 62:1-5. For Zion's sake, I will not be silent. For Jerusalem's sake, I will not remain quiet, till her righteousness shines out like the dawn, her salvation like a blazing torch. The nations will see your righteousness, and all kings your glory. You will be called by a new name that the mouth of the Lord will bestow. You will be a crown of splendor in the Lord's hand, a royal diadem in the hand of your God. No longer will they call you deserted, or name your land desolate, but you will be called My delight is in her, and your land married. For the Lord will take delight in you, and your land will be married. As a young man marries a young woman, so will your children marry you. As a bridegroom rejoices over his bride, so will your God rejoice over you. Second reading from the first letter of St. Paul to the Corinthians, 1 Cor 12:4-11. Brothers and sisters, there are different kinds of gifts, but the same Spirit distributes them. There are different kinds of service, but the same Lord. There are different kinds of working, but in all of them and in everyone it is the same God at work. To each one the manifestation of the Spirit is given for the common good. To one there is given through the Spirit a message of wisdom, to another a message of knowledge by means of the same Spirit, to another faith by the same Spirit, to another gifts of healing by that one Spirit, to another miraculous powers, to another prophecy, to another distinguishing between spirits, to another speaking in different kinds of tongues, and to still another the interpretation of tongues. All these are the work of one and the same Spirit, and He distributes them to each one, just as He determines. Gospel of the day. From the Gospel according to John. John 2:1-11. At that time, there was a wedding at Cana in Galilee, and the mother of Jesus was there. Jesus and His disciples were also invited to the wedding. When the wine ran short, the mother of Jesus said to Him, "They have no wine." And Jesus said to her, "Woman, what concern is that to me? My hour has not yet come." His mother said to the servants, "Do whatever He tells you." Now there were 6 stone water jars there for Jewish ceremonial washings, each holding 20 to 30 gallons. Jesus told them, "Fill the jars with water." So they filled them to the brim. Then He told them, "Draw some out now and take it to the headwaiter." So they took it. When the headwaiter tasted the water that had become wine, not knowing where it came from, though the servants who had drawn the water knew, the headwaiter called the bridegroom and said to him, "Everyone serves the good wine first, and then when people have drunk freely, an inferior one. But you have kept the good wine until now." Jesus did this as the beginning of His signs in Cana in Galilee, and so revealed His glory, and His disciples began to believe in Him. Words of the Holy Father. Even today, Mary says to all of us, "Do whatever He tells you." These words are a precious legacy that our mother has left us. At Cana, the servants obeyed. Jesus said to them, "Fill the jars with water." So they filled them to the brim. Then He told them, "Now draw some out and take it to the master of the banquet." And they did so. Verses 7-8. At this wedding, a new covenant is truly sealed, and the servants of the Lord, that is, the whole church, are entrusted with a new mission. Do whatever He tells you. Serving the Lord means listening to and putting His word into practice. This is the simple, essential recommendation of the Mother of Jesus, the Christian's program for life. I would like to emphasize an experience that many of us have surely had in life. When we are in difficult situations, when problems arise that we do not know how to solve, when we feel anxiety and anguish, or when joy is lacking, let us go to Mary and say, "We have no wine. The wine has run out. Look at me, look at my heart, look at my soul." Let us say this to the Mother, and she will go to Jesus and say, "Look at this one, look at this one. They have no wine." Then she will come back to us and say, "Do whatever He tells you." For each of us, drawing from the jar means entrusting ourselves to the Word and the sacraments to experience God's grace in our lives. Then, like the headwaiter who tasted the water that had become wine, we too can exclaim, "You have kept the good wine until now." V. 10. Jesus always surprises us. Let us speak to the Mother so that she may speak to the Son, and He will surprise us. Today we celebrate Saints Marius, Martha, Audifax, and Abachum. These saints were a family of Persian nobles, husband, wife, and their 2 sons, who converted to Christianity. They decided to travel to Rome to pray at the tombs of the apostles and to encourage persecuted Christians. During their stay, they stood out for their charity toward martyrs and support for their families. They were discovered and arrested during the persecutions under Emperor Claudius II. Despite repeated attempts to force them to renounce their faith, they remained steadfast in their Christian beliefs. For this, they were martyred. First Marius, Audifax, and Abachum were beheaded, and then Martha was thrown into a well, where she met her death as a witness to her faith. Their testimony of love and courage continues to inspire the faithful to live their faith with dedication and solidarity toward the weak.
Prayer.
O Lord, through the intercession of Saints Marius, Martha, Audifax, and Abachum, grant us the grace to live our faith with generosity, to support those who suffer, and to bear witness to your love with courage and fidelity. Amen.
Thank you for listening to the Gospel and the Saint of the Day. If you wish to continue exploring spirituality and Christian history, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss the upcoming videos. May the peace and blessing of the Lord be with you always.